Hi everyone, welcome back. So throughout the specialization, we've been discussing the importance of managing your career in the digital world. For example, we discussed the importance of creating and managing the consistency and appearance of your personal brand for digital environments that might be somewhat different. So we talked about LinkedIn and a web portfolio environment, for example. So the expectation is that with respect to career development, you all will have developed some digital footprint that signals to prospective employers that you are actually the best candidate for a position or a new opportunity. So one way to make your mark in what is really a very busy digital landscape is to create eye-catching, thoughtful digital artifacts. And for our purposes with respect to your career development, an artifact is evidence of your strengths, your knowledge, your skills, and your abilities. You've heard this language before. And an artifact can also showcase sample work, such as a conference presentation or maybe a training protocol that you developed. It can also discuss your list of credentials, maybe some internship experiences you've had, charts perhaps you created to solve technical problems, maybe like a team-based design, team-based project design, and so forth. And all of this content is then placed in the digital environment for ease of access. And here we mean uploading presentations to, for example, a SlideShare site, or even creating an e-portfolio or a career portfolio to capture and organize many artifacts at once. Digital artifacts are flexible in that they can be tailored for particular uses. So you may decide to create and present a set of digital artifacts for a specific job interview and then cultivate another set of artifacts for more general use. And remember, you should also add to these artifacts as you acquire new credentials, new learning via training, or as you complete projects and so forth. Any experience that adds to your career development could be captured in this digital landscape. You can even think of the stories or the organizations that you follow, right, and promote, for example, on LinkedIn, as subsets of the artifact. Remember, whatever you add should positively promote and strengthen your personal brand. And we are looking for consistencies as well. So in the spirit of our discussion about the importance of peer assessment and to look towards an upcoming lecture about the importance of giving quality feedback and also knowing how to use the feedback you receive, I wanted to share one of my own digital artifacts. I mentioned in a previous lecture that my LinkedIn profile needed some work, and it still does. In my profile, I have included some of my work experiences, a few endorsements I've received from colleagues and former students, profile picture, and my education, my credentials. In the work experience section, I speak about the history and general facts of my college, and that's about it. That's all I had there. So I asked one of my coworkers to look at the profile and give me some feedback using the same rubric that you will use in an upcoming peer assessment. So here are the rubric questions you will be using to assess your peers' work. Question 1, is the artifact largely free of spelling and grammatical errors? Is the artifact well organized? Is the artifact generally clear and coherent? So sort of overall, is it clear and coherent? Is the artifact designed for diverse audiences? So for example, if it is a video, is it captioned accurately? And if the artifact is audio, does it contain a transcript? And if it's a website, is it clear and designed with a high contrast? Does the artifact give a strong sense of the author's brand, strengths, skills, and so forth? And then we'll ask you to please provide the author some very clear and specific feedback about the artifact. For example, what you thought was effective, what you would improve, etc. And that last piece is important based on the feedback I received from my colleague. So while she was happy with the organization of the information, the clarity, the overall correctness of the information, and the accessibility of the design, she actually suggested in that open comment space that I increase the sense of my own personal brand by talking more about me and less about the institutions for which I work. She also suggested I consider adding some of the optional sections to my profile to better showcase my accomplishments. She, in the end, didn't get a strong sense of my personal brand from this profile, and that's what we want to think about when we're developing these digital artifacts. So in a future lesson, when we review the value of reflection and reflecting on not only the feedback you give, but the ways in which you can use the feedback you receive, I'll show you how I changed the profile, my profile, based on what my colleague said in her assessment of my LinkedIn profile. So in this next peer assessment, it's your turn to do the same. Using the rubric I just shared as a guide, please create a digital artifact to share with your peers. You're not limited as to the tools or the type, but we do ask that your artifact be formatted to share via one of the following methods, a web page or a video. And this exercise is really intended to jumpstart your thinking about your brand and how you can use digital artifacts, create digital artifacts unique to your career goals, and to reflect on how crafting a tool can advance where you wish to be in 3 months, 6 months, a year, or beyond from now, from this point. And don't worry, because more specific instructions can be found in the Creating a Digital Artifact peer review, and I look forward to seeing them. Good luck and have fun.